By the time we get the presentation, I'm currently handling the state excise department. It's the highest revenue source for the state government, and excise being a state subject for revenue. We used to have a very manual kind of a system as far as the working of the state excise department is concerned. And on this particular topic of collaborative, technology around different systems to create a very effective public administration, this is a very important project that we worked upon, where we did a lot of DPR for excise department. I will not take all the credit for me. Most of the things were done by my predecessors, Principal Secretary and Commissioner Excise. But I would like to highlight and present this whole use case here. In excise, we always see that it used to be a very manual-driven kind of a process, and we dovetail a lot of technology to understand the whole supply chain and to effectively control the functioning of the whole department. Just to give you an example, if you talk about the state excise department, we have core four functions. One is the revenue generation, which is to the tune of 15,000 crore, and crime control to effectively monitor that no illicit liquor is being supplied and distributed. And liquor supply chain, we also maintain. We have 11 distilleries and bottling units and 3,600 liquor shops. And administrative control. Challenges that I have already enumerated, that the whole excise was paper-based, manual-driven, BPI was not done, and the processes were cumbersome. Just to put a case, that any license for a bar used to go to Honorable Minister of the Department for approval. Can you imagine? So we decentralized this to the district collector or district magistrate. And the first time license issuance will be through collector, and next year it will be just a renewal. So a lot of such processes were done. And there were a lot of revenue leakages that were happening in the whole scheme of things. So what were the objective? The objective was even to have ease of doing business in excise, effective revenue collection mechanism, how to create strong controls for leakages in the excise department. Because just to give an example, a single truck without duty from a distillery has an impact of 20 lakh rupees.
Hello.
So this is so much of a duty driven and so much control that we need to effectively make a mechanism for this. So what all we did, I'll just highlight certain features. We do a lot of export of excise liquor, bottled liquor and spirit to other states and other places, even other countries. So we mapped all the toll plazas of the country by taking utility and integration with FASTag from NULP. And we mandated that any transfer from the state to other destination will be mandated to cross those tolls with mapping of the routes. So if any deviation is there, we'll be able to see that. If there is a non-compliance, then we'll put very harsh penalties on those transporting authorities. So it has improved the way we used to function and the way we used to monitor the whole supply chain of liquor. And now our security deposits for the transport of liquor is linked with, if you don't cross 70% of tolls in the designated route, then we will not release your security deposit. And we are creating a very good institutional memory about the whole process. And now we are trying to add on a mobile-based app wherein at the destination you will have to make a mobile videos and photographs which will be geofenced to that location. So that is one of the new things. Second, we introduced QR-based whole vehicle checking, so that now it is mandatory to put QR on every vehicle. So during the mobility within the state and otherwise, we'll be able to check what is the permit that has been issued, whether the permit has expired or not. So any authority, whether it's an excise one or a police one, can check the permit validity and take a suitable action on that. So these are certain, so permit is live or not, that is also seen on the web. We also have now ANPR cameras on entry and exit of the warehouses of all the distilleries and all the bottling units of the state, so that we are able to see and validate from our systems, and we are also creating a command and control center. It's in the advanced stage of implementation, wherein we'll be able to track all such a deviation if the distillery transports any liquor, any truck which is not mapped or for which permits have not been issued. One of the very interesting that in our LP, the model of contracting is that we give shops to private vendors on a duty amount basis. It's not on a sale model, it's on a duty model. So whatever is the duty that they, foreign liquor or a country liquor they bring or they procure from warehouses, it's also like Amazon. You first cart it, there is a wallet system. Whatever amount duty you have to pay on a particular fortnight, you have to make that payment and you will be able to issue that stock. So now payment to foreign liquor companies used to take 2 months and country liquor used to take 1 month or so. Now we have made the settlement time to T+1. So this has been a major change for all the distributors and foreign liquor companies and country liquor distilleries. So this has actually created, and we are able to segregate the incidence of VAT, duty, the MRP of the liquor separately, so that every money is going to the individual concerns. This is also one of the interesting in the supply chain. We have enabled the GPS-based lockers, e-lockers on every spirit that is being transported from any of the places in the state, any of the distilleries. So in case the vehicle locks are, for which the spirits are being transported, or ENA, ethyl extra neutral alcohol, that we will be able to see where the locks were opened and for what purpose. So this has really checked on the diversion of spirit to non-places where it is not intended. We have QR-based end-to-end tracking on every single bottle, and it's almost like a note. And these QR-based excise adhesive labels are printed by Security Press, Hyderabad. And interestingly, it has so many features. Recently, we had a presentation on that. In fact, you can see my signature there on every single excise adhesive label in the state. And we consume 300 crore labels in the whole state. So this is an interesting, a lot of states are working on excise adhesive, not working on excise adhesive label, they work majorly on holograms. We resorted to having a government trusted institution which prints the government notes to have this kind of labels on the bottles. And we are able to now have end-to-end tracing of every single bottle, for which the moment you tap the QR, you will be able to see on our e-Abkari portal where the bottle was manufactured or procured from, what was the date, in which warehouse it was kept, and every single traceability is there. We are also working on a lot of geo-tagging of all the establishments and optimization of our routes, all our supply chain areas, so as to now create a geo-portal based excise supply chain to optimize our routes, to see what are the hotspots for crime, whether we require, maybe in some town, sometime down the line, whether some shops are needed or those places or not. So, and we also, interestingly, we take a lot of bank guarantee, 10% of the amount as a bank guarantee from every contractor for the shop. And these bank guarantee, we used to have a lot of frauds of bank guarantee where people used to submit bank guarantee which were not valid, or they were not issued by the competent authority. To be introduced the concept of EBG. So there has been almost like 40% EBGs were submitted this time. And we are able to check those EBGs end to end from the system to system. There is no manual handshaking between EBGs checking. So this has actually reduced such instances. This year there hasn't been a single case of submission of any fraudulent BG, any BG which doesn't have any financial cover. And one of the interesting things, because I was handling the state tech as MPSCDC, the organization which is also a co-partner in this whole event. So we had a lot of utility services that was there. So we introduced, we took e-Abkari official handle on WhatsApp. And what we started doing now, which even can be replicated to any of the entities, because most of the government organizations lack on two things. One is the reporting, and second is the correct time reporting, and third is reporting based on the client. So on WhatsApp business account, we made the query on the database. So I am able to get a state level executive summary on every day morning 9 a.m. without anybody's intervention. We made the KPIs, put the query on the database, and we are getting every day WhatsApp. My every district officer, all 55 district officers are getting district specific reports on their WhatsApp. And this has not been done on a daily basis by any single person. We just found the right queries. Yeah, my all warehouse owners are getting the warehouse-based reports. Now we'll take it to every single 900 plus are contractors of the excise department, and every such person who is there in the supply chain. Now I want to go ahead with a lot of WhatsApp-based nudging to our clients, which is like our contractors, our distillers, our bottlers. So WhatsApp seems to be very effective, and without any app, we can contact, we can nudge, we can reciprocate from the individual client. And just to share a technology intervention that probably WhatsApp has done, many of the people here may not be knowing. Now WhatsApp allows opening of a web browser within WhatsApp. If any of you have booked a ticket of Delhi Metro, you would get to know. So this is one of the very interesting things, that using WhatsApp you can now take any person to a web and get your things done again on the WhatsApp. So we are working a lot on WhatsApp based on our previous visibility and with the help of MPSCDC. So this is all, I think, and we have also been working on the rich databases and dashboarding, and we'll also start now sending these dashboard to individual districts and the stakeholders. So this all has been done by in-house with MPSCDC team. MPSCDC is our now new SI. Initially, Abkari was developed in collaboration with NIC West Bengal. Interestingly, West Bengal has one of the earliest enterprise level application for Excise, which a lot of state curated and customized based on their requirements. So we were also one of the one. Now we are also coming with the GPS mobile application that I told initially. So these are, and a lot of BPR was done on the process side that are also enumerated. So a lot of license process were rejigged, a lot of renewals were done on the system driven on a time inclination basis only. So and this was an interesting, we always make payments to the government treasury, but we introduce a concept of a wallet. Whatever payment has been made to the government treasury, we put an MIS of that money on every head basis. Now all stakeholders can make payment using that wallet, using e-Abkari. So auto renewal that I have already talked about. So it has actually transformed the whole ecosystem, and we are working more on introducing more features to Excise, leveraging all such technologies. Now we are working on the warehouse inflow and outflow using RFID level signature, so that every single box which goes to the warehouse, that has been mapped like a Uniqlo. If you had been to, any of you have been to Uniqlo, they use RFID rather than QR. So that improves the way functioning of the supply chain. So these were certain ideas of how different technologies can be dovetailed to a single enterprise solution to create a very effective administration and a delivery of the services which are even revenue based. Thank you.